Hello, people that like to cut their own hair or cut other people's hair at home, save money. I used to have a nice long hair. I used to get compliments by random people in public. But then I moved to the tropics, and that lasted about 6 months before I decided I'm just going to get a buzz cut, go military, because it is so hot in the tropics. It's the humidity as well. Anyways, so I've been cutting my hair with this thing for almost 15 years. This is a wall, right, and a legend, and it is corded. This thing is made in Germany, so this has done hundreds of cuts. Granted, it doesn't take much to cut my hair because I literally just use this and just run it over my head repeatedly. So nothing wrong with this. But I thought I'd try a cordless one because obviously this is corded. But I've had two of my hoses in my toilet explode because the water pressure was too high. I have since had the building management reduce my water pressure, but it's one of those like final destination things that bothers me. I think I'm gonna be like in the bathroom cutting my hair and one of those hoses will explode and then I'll short circuit and electrocute myself. Is it probable? Unlikely. Is it possible? Still possible. So this is great. I'm still gonna keep it. If I ever move to a house, I will just cut my hair outside where there's no water, like in a deck or something. But I live on the 21st story of a building and there's 10 more floors above me. A lot of water pressure. So here we are. Let's try this thing out. A rechargeable hair clipper. Here's some search terms. SURKER. I don't think the listing I bought this from listed that. It's got some supposedly some safety approvals. LED display, ceramic coated blade. Using time tells you how much runtime. It can work in 100 to 240 environments. 5-volt output. We have a bunch of those extensions and even angled ones, but I don't care about my hairstyle. Waste of plastic in my opinion, but it's there. So 2.5 hours to charge this thing, 180 minutes of runtime, which is fine for me. Guiding combs, 8 of them. Alright, and then just pictures. Alright, this rotary switch cutting length thing. And then charging cable. And then okay, so lithium ion battery, and then your other languages. So seems like a pretty good box, good retail box. You could just pick this up and get an idea of what it is. Except for the fact that there's no picture of the whole object, unless it's here. It's because of that sticker. Alright, so this is the front. This makes a lot more sense now. So looks pretty sharp, clean design. That sleeve there. Okay, this thing here, dump all that out, and then the connectors, this needs to go, that needs to go, this thing is in a nice little bag. Sadly it's not a standard cable. I hate when companies do this. Why do I need to now have this cable somewhere, right? Why can't it just be type C if it's 5 volts anyways, right? It is because it's a USB connection. I'm gonna get this thing charging while I go over the other objects. Alright, I plugged it in. This thing comes on. That display is very down there. It's way down there. That's weird. I'm not sure why it's not flush up here. So there's a lot of air in this handle. 100% power left, so I would assume that means it's fully charged, but we'll just leave it. Alright, so let's see if the quality of these is good. Well, they're plastic, probably ABS. It says push out 1 millimeter, 2 millimeters. Although I kind of feel it would be nice if they just had a big 1 and 2 on the other side as well, just so when it's on the machine, you're not going to know what blade size this is, right? Because the machine's going to be here. So that could have been designed better and for no additional cost. There are the angled ones. Yeah, okay. So 6, 12, 3, 9, but again, it would be nice if the numbers were on the outside. I might have to just put a Sharpie on them. So they're definitely inferior, I think, to these wall ones, which literally have a metal backing plate and a metal clip. Ooh, boy, I should clean that. Sorry, that's gross, right? I will say this cleaning brush is good. I just cleaned this whole thing off very nicely with it. I only wish maybe it actually fit into the body so you don't lose it, right? If there's like a slot hole or something to snap it into the side. I know I'm going to lose that, but you could just use an old toothbrush. So I dimension these things a little bit. So here's the heavy duty. Without the power cord, this thing is 465 grams or so, 470 grams, somewhere in that ballpark. This thing here, much lighter, only 200 grams, so less than half the weight. Yeah, very impressive. So that'll be even easier to manipulate, although I have no problems using that because I only take like 5 minutes to cut my hair. Lengthwise, let's see what's going on. So without the attachments, it's 18 centimeters or a little over 7 inches. And just for reference again, this thing, I would say without the cord thing, 6.5 inches. This is actually a little shorter, smaller, kind of fatter. See the instructions. So this is RC690. Starts in English. That's what you should get in the box, which I did. Okay. It says you should charge it for over 2 hours just to make sure it's fully charged, but it does say 100%, so. Three lengths there. Fine-tuning knobs, so you can adjust with that knob 0.8 to 1.4 to 2 millimeters. That's not much of a difference though, 2 millimeters. Okay, cleaning it, just a brush I assume. You could actually remove the trimmer head, maybe replace it, but this thing was really inexpensive, and then it goes to a different language, so not very complex there. Let's see, so will it turn on while it's charging? Yes, it will. So the red icon, in this case, and now turbo mode. So there's only 2 speeds. On, turbo, off. Alright. And then will this come on when I plug that in? Alright, so that red icon must mean it's charging or has charged. When it goes out, I guess it's 100% charged. So now I'll turn it on. So this is telling me in minutes. Well, I don't know if it's cycles. This is just power left. I think at 188 might have been the minutes left of runtime, but why wouldn't it? See, it starts at 188. I think it'd be smart if it's cycled through. So I don't know if this is the percentage. I assume that's the percentage of the battery. Alright, well anyways. So here's 2 millimeters. It's kind of hard to read though. This is gold. This whole thing is so shiny, I almost wish it was matte black like here, but I guess it looks classier, although you know it's fake plastic. It's not metal. The detents of this thing are pretty good. Very similar to an electric drill, although I can feel a cheapness about it. Anyways, yeah, so that's the number indicator. Let me just show you up close this. Yeah, you can clearly see the difference there, so that's good. So here we have this ceramic coating. It looks like titanium coating you'd find on a drill bit. And then some plastic ridging here. This is all plastic, basically all plastic. Yeah, it tells you the specs there. Approval. Oh yes, I bought this because it's water resistant. Where in the instructions or box it says waterproof, it didn't say. So I don't think you want to submerge this because you short circuit there, but I think you can run it under a sink to wash out that hair, bearing in mind that might clog up your sink. Okay, let's see if this is easy to put on. Yeah, that's actually pretty easy, but look at this. This is all wobbly, unless it goes further. Yeah, maybe that's, yes. So you have to make sure the metal touches the back end of the plastic tongs here. And now it's quite secure, so that's cool. I will probably never use this angled one though. I'm going to just start with the biggest one. I think it was 12. Right, you want to cut far away first and then work your way tighter. But This will be fine for me. Let me go to the bathroom and set up. I have had the hose of this thing explode from the water pressure. So I usually cut my hair over the bathtub and then I wipe it out with tissue paper and then rinse the rest down the drain. But I'm afraid that hose maybe will explode and I'll electrocute myself, or maybe the shower hose there will do the same. Anyway, so that's the reason why I decided to try a waterproof or water resistant cordless. A couple other things. I bought this electric one. Just runs off AA batteries a long time ago. It works, but not very strong. It's maybe the batteries are down, but it's just not a very powerful system because it's only like 3 volts. We're using AA's. Actually, it's a 1.5 volt system. That's really weak. But it was cheap, and it still works. I reviewed this thing a while back. This thing still works. The blade's going bad, of course, but I use this to trim off my hair. But maybe I don't need to now that I have this new one. Okay, cat, come on. So I guess for the sake of the video, I'm going to not do it over the bathtub and cut my hair here. So my hair hasn't grown out too much, but oh boy, how do I even do this? This is crazy. Let me set up something. Alright, right now I have it the maximum 2mm gap, so basically it's cutting less hair being this far away. I just run it over my head and see what happens. Well, even cutting away, it did pull off a lot of hair. Yeah, and that wasn't even on turbo mode, so that's actually quite effective. I don't have that much hair to cut with, so I'm going to now just actually maximize the cutting and drop it down to 0.8. So now that blade is overlapping as much as possible and cutting more hair. And then I'm also going to, well, let's just do it without turbo first. Just normal. Yep, so that cut effectively. I'm going to go turbo mode. And hopefully you can see me cutting my hair here. It's so light compared to that other one. Yeah, that is very effective. Got a little bald spot. I'm old. Yeah, you know, I feel like maybe the flash, the molding flash on these plastic tongs, it's a little bit sharp, you know, so yeah, I feel like you might want to go over some of these and scrape off the extra plastic flashing, but yeah, that's got to be it. That's what I'm feeling on my scalp, because this radius is pretty big, so it can't be the radius. It's got to be that little seam right there, and I'm feeling that little bit of plastic. So you might want to knock it down with like a nail buffing sanding pad or something just to smooth that out. But you saw me rip through my hair there. It's very, very effective. I'm actually pretty surprised. This thing was pretty inexpensive. I think that other one I had was like $200. I think this was like less than $30. So now the question is, the overgrowth here. Oh, yeah, this is... Okay, we got that cut out. Now the question is, can I just use the trimming part? Yeah, I guess you can. So you just got to push this forward. I feel like the thumb is the easiest way to go. That's why it has that arrow. I do prefer the other one, the other method, where it's just a clip and you clip it off. Maybe it's because I've been using it for 15 years. But I don't think it'll take too long to get used to pushing that out. Now, I still don't trust like taking a shower with this because of that. It says it can be done, but I'm not gonna do it. But I stood in my shower, and I know that I'm not gonna get electrocuted if this hose breaks. And because my hair is so short, I'm gonna just rinse this right down the drain. Alright, look out, cat. Yeah, just rinse that off. Yeah, I know my bathroom's disgusting. Look up how many videos I do. I don't have time to clean this thing. And I guess I'm just a slob. So, alright. So that makes my life a whole lot easier. I can just stand in my shower every like 3 days or something. I'll bust this out, take off the short hair, and wash it down the drain. It's biodegradable. It's not bad for the planet. It's probably fertilizer for something. Alright, so that's maximum cutting, very close. I'm going to just kind of even off this. Yeah, very smooth. No problem. Cut around the ear. Yeah, no problem. I'm not going to get this even. Alright. I gotta say, this is leagues better than this. I've been using this thing to do this little trim work here, but it just doesn't work as effectively because the overlap here is so small. So this is now going to be obsolete, I'm afraid, and this is probably what I'm going to use to cut everything on my hair. I don't have a hairstyle, so it's just me looking like a monk, really, but at least I don't sweat so much. So now we gotta run it under some water and check out the cleaning. I also have very thick hair, by the way, so this is not thin hair. This thing was working for sure. This hair is very thick. Hopefully you can see the thickness of that. Let me clean this out first. Yeah, I got most of it with toilet tissue, but yeah, you can see some hair here, so just run it under. Even without it running, maybe that's why it's this really shiny kind of plastic. But yeah. So what I'm hoping for, since it says ceramic, maybe this doesn't need oil. You know, if there's no exposed steel, if these are both coated with some sort of ceramic or titanium plating, you don't need to oil it. That's what I'm hoping for. So I'm not going to oil this, and if it does start to rust, I will leave that in the description. But yeah, all in all, I'm pretty happy to have this. The only gripe I have is this silly connector, right? If it just had a regular Type-C, then you don't have to worry about this. Because if you travel with this, you lose the cord or something, or yeah, it's just annoying, right? I'm sure you could buy these connectors, but why? Why would they make it difficult like that? Otherwise, though, it's quite fantastic. It's going to actually eliminate this and the risk of being electrocuted by the more this professional heavy-duty one. Okay, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next Random Gadget Review.